Hello? Oh, yeah. Hi, I was just practicing being a tree and talking to the very nice horse here. Don't worry about that, yeah? TV? As in the thing that you'll watch? Oh, that, TV? Well, you know, I've done a lot of that kind of work before, you know what I mean? Yeah? Huh? Yeah, for the fuse. Okay, yeah, I think so. Shall we start with Bradford then? Yeah. Alright, I'll be the presenter. Let's rock. Them days, there was 16,000 people in these stands, all shouting one name, willing one person on, shouting it over and over and over. I can hear it in my head. Tony, Tony, as I just put the last try down to seal the game against Wigan. Never likely to happen though, is it, eh? Odsal Stadium, home of the very, very famous Bradford Bulls, one of the most famous things in Bradford. Champions of the 1997 Super League Rugby Series. Nobody could beat the performance last season. This year they haven't matched up to the same kind of performance, but still a valid performance from them. And this is the hallowed turf of Odsal. There's one paper really that does give Bradford Bulls absolutely ultimate coverage. That's TNA, so let's go there now. One of Bradford's biggest selling papers, Bradford Telegraph Argus, I'm sure you all know about it. This is the magnificent TNA building. In just a minute, we're going to go back inside, see the people who make this place tick over, and see the job that they actually involved in printing and producing the TNA. Right, I'm sat here in the TNA office, well actually stood, but it's close enough. And the TNA office is with, would you like to tell us your name?
Yeah, my name's Mike Priestley. I'm the chief feature writer of the paper.
When did the paper actually start? When did it originate?
The Telegraph Argus originated in 1926, but before that there were two papers. There was the Bradford Daily Telegraph and the Bradford Daily Argus, both of which were founded in the 1860s, the first one, and the 1880s, the second one. And Bradford supported two newspapers quite happily, actually. But in the 1920s, they decided to get together and merge and became the Bradford Telegraph Argus.
Right.
And then later on, they dropped the Bradford bit and just became the Telegraph Argus.
Okay. So have you always actually been in the building that we're in now?
No. The newspapers are in different buildings around the place, and when they, even when they merged, they didn't move into this building. They moved into this building in 1946. This building that we're in now, which is the old part of the TNA building, used to be a wool warehouse. It was built in the 1850s as a wool warehouse for a company called Milligan & Forbes.
Right, again we're in the Bradford TNA offices here. I'm just going to talk to this gentleman here. Can I just ask you your name?
John Finn.
And what's your actual role?
Manager.
Production manager for TNA. So we're actually in this room here. Could you just give me a bit of background of what happens in this room?
This is where all our pages are received electronically from either within this building or other sites from Keighley, Skipton, Otley, or transmitted in from Kendal, which is another one of our group company. And all our pages are coming in digitally there, ready for them to be output on the image setters here. Aluminium plates for litho printing, light sensitive, and the image is exposed by these machines onto the plate, processed, and this is our printing surface. The litho process is ink and water based, chemical based, so there's no raised type at all. It's a balance of getting the ink and the water correct to get a sharp image on the press itself. This reel of paper is about approximately a tonne in weight. We use approximately 140 tonnes of newsprint a week here when you consider that there's only 20 tonnes that come in on a lorry, then you can imagine that we have a lot of lorries in here day and night just to feed our demand for paper.
How many papers? I know you don't just actually produce the Telegraph and Argus here. What other papers do you actually produce?
We're part of the News Quest group, and we produce newspapers for up as far as Kendal, down as far as Crewe, over to Lancashire, Morecambe, as well as our own Bradford Star, Air Valley Targets, and Wharfdale papers, Skipton, Keighley, all belong to the same, and all come out of this plant.
How many telegraphs a day are made here?
Around 60,000 on the 4 editions that cover right out to Keighley and Wharfdale, and the final in the town.
Thanks a lot for showing me around the TNA, John. It's been a pleasure looking around. I look at it totally different now.
It's been a pleasure. Now you can do something for me. I've helped you. Now you come along.
Telegraph! Anyone? Whenever you want, like... Well, it's obviously not as easy as it looks, but there you go, it's not my ideal job. You don't want one? No? No? No. Oh, I tell you, my heart's racing. You want to feel my pulse? Pulse. Hi, right, it's night time. It's very, very cold, even colder than it was before at Odsal. We're here to interview Richard Horsman and Alex Hall for... Where is he now? So, come on, let's go and interview him. I'm very, very cold. If any of you viewers have got a jacket, don't hesitate to send it in. Right, okay, we're at the Pulse in Bradford now. I'm talking to Richard Horsman, who's a journalist with the Pulse. Just tell us a bit, Richard, about your job at the Pulse.
Well, the job here is producing news bulletins for West Yorkshire. We are West Yorkshire's leading news station in the sense that we are able to put out news faster and more efficiently than just about anyone else.
How is that enabled to do? How come you can put it out faster than the other number of stations around Yorkshire?
Well, what we're doing is that we are working with satellite technology now. We can take the very latest news from independent radio news in London, national and international news, but then we look at the world with West Yorkshire's eyes, in as much as we always put a West Yorkshire perspective on whatever we're doing.
Right, now we're going to move on and talk to the goddess of chat show host, Alex Hall. On most weekday nights from Monday to Friday, one of the people that everybody likes to listen to, including myself in there, tucked up nicely in bed with a cup of cocoa and Alex Hall on my bedside radio clock. Most people listen to you on the radio at night. You're one of the most known radio host DJs at night. I mean, if I talk to anybody throughout Bradford, they usually know Alex Hall and who she is, what radio station she works for and what she does in general. So, how does that make you feel, knowing that everybody actually knows you, but not so many people know the face?
Well, it's a nice feeling. I'm often standing in a shop and chatting to an assistant, and somebody will say, "I know that voice." I know that voice, but quite a few people do know my face as well, because I've had quite a few appearances on Yorkshire Television. I'm an actress. I've got a few things coming up. I'm in Emmerdale soon, and Biker Grove, and just get a plug in there. But so a few people do know me. I mean, I am out and about a lot round West Yorkshire anyway, so people do know me.
Most people, your listeners seem to offload all the problems onto you. So when you've got a problem, who do you offload it onto?
Well, I think I talk to myself. That's probably the effect of the job. You just start talking to yourself. No, I mean, I've got friends that I can talk to. I talk to my daughter. I mean, she's nearly 17. She's quite sensible. I think she's getting ready to take over my mantle. I think she could do this. She tends to find herself in this situation at school and college.
I'm doing this job for a long time now, like you said. Do you ever feel like, I can't take no more of people's problems?
Well, about 5 to 1 on a Friday, but then Monday comes along and I'm raring to go again. No, I don't think so. I mean, some nights it's very painful, but it isn't all problems. And although it's got that reputation, we do have a laugh along the way. And, I'm just as likely to burst into song, which is a nightmare for anybody who listens.
I'm in Bradford, right, Odsal Stadium. Bradford, a boring city. Ha, just look at it now. It's absolutely raining out of the heavens. But the thing is, I still love the place. So, I mean, come on, Bradford has got a lot of potential to offer people. So, for myself here at Odsal Stadium, for myself at the TNA, and also for myself at the Pulse, catch you later. See you soon in your town.